Imagine hiding a secret so big it could tear your family apart, and no one would ever suspect a thing. That's exactly what Emma, a shy teenage girl, has been doing, risking everything to help her struggling mother just to keep their hope alive. But what happens when that secret starts to unravel? In this story, you'll see how a clever scheme using a kids' trading app changes everything, bringing love, guilt, and betrayal into focus. And trust me, the biggest twist will leave you stunned, something you never saw coming, especially from a family so seemingly simple. If you've ever felt trapped by circumstances you couldn't control, this story will hit close to home. But more than that, it's a reminder that some secrets can hurt everyone, no matter how much we try to protect our loved ones. Before we reveal what Emma's secret truly was, comment below with your location and hit that like button if you believe family's love can conquer even the darkest secrets. Stay tuned. What's coming next will change everything you thought you knew. I live in a small, quiet apartment with my mother. Our home is simple, the walls are plain, and the furniture is old. We don't have much money. Every month is a little hard. My mother, Mrs. Lee, tries her best. She works long hours at a small shop. When she comes home, she looks tired, but smiles anyway. I see her hope, even when she is sad inside. I am Emma. I am a teenage girl. I am shy and quiet. I don't talk much. I wear plain clothes that match our life. I don't have many friends. I stay quiet and watch everything around me. One day, I was sitting at the small table in our apartment. I looked at my phone. It was a trading app made for kids. It looked simple. It let you buy tiny pieces of virtual coins. You could flip them. And sometimes you won small amounts of real money. I had heard about it from some videos online. They said it was easy to make a little money. I wondered if I could use it. I felt nervous. It was just a game, but I knew I could try. Maybe I could make some real money. Then I could help my mother. I could buy her something nice or pay for something we needed. I wanted to do something good, but I also felt scared. I clicked on the app. It opened a small window. It showed me how much money I had, even if it was very little. I remembered my mother's tears last night. She was sad because she worries so much about money. I didn't want her to cry anymore. I decided to start. I took a few cents from my piggy bank. I pressed a button that said trade. I bought a tiny coin. The app said I could flip it and see if I won more money. I watched as I clicked flip. The coin spun around. It landed on my side. I had won a tiny bit more money. I felt a small thrill inside. I did it. I won. I flipped again. Each time I tried to be careful. Sometimes I won a little more. Sometimes I lost a little. It was like a game, but I knew it was real money I was playing with. That day, I stayed quiet. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my mother. I kept my secret. I wanted to see if I could really do this, if I could flip pennies into something more. Every night, after my mother went to bed, I looked at my small collection of coins on my phone. I wished I could do more. I wished I could help her the way she helps me. I knew it was just the beginning. Maybe this little game could help us someday. Maybe I could turn small coins into something big. But I also felt a strange feeling inside, something like guilt. I was happy I was helping, but part of me felt strange, like I was doing something I shouldn't. I looked at my phone and promised myself one thing. I would be careful. I would keep my secret, and I would try my best to help my mother, no matter what it took. This was just the start. Tomorrow, I would try again, and maybe, just maybe, I would find a way to make our life better. All in a small, quiet house with a girl and her secret hope. The next morning, I woke up early. The sunlight was coming through the small window of our apartment. I looked around and saw my mother sleeping on the couch. She looked tired, her face a little sad. I stayed quiet so I wouldn't wake her. I knew she was tired from working late last night. Last night I had checked my trading app again. My small coins had turned into a tiny pile of money. It wasn't much, but it was more than before. I felt a little happy. Maybe I was really helping my family. Maybe I was making a difference. I took a deep breath. My secret was growing. I was flipping small coins into more money. Sometimes, I could see the numbers go up. Other times, they went down. But I kept trying. I was careful to hide what I was doing. After breakfast, I sat at the small table. I opened my phone and looked at my trading app. I was managing my small coins carefully. I wanted to make them grow. I imagined what I could do with more money. Maybe buy my mother a little gift or help buy food. I dreamed of a better life. But I also felt a little guilty. I was hiding this from her. She worked so hard and always hoped for a better future. I wished I could tell her what I was doing, but I was afraid. I didn't want her to worry or get angry, so I kept my secret, just like I promised myself I would. That afternoon, my mother came home from work. She looked tired, but smiled when she saw me. "Emma," she said softly, "you've been good today?" "Yes," I said quickly. "I helped clean the house and did my homework." She nodded and sat down. I saw her face look hopeful for a moment. She always tried to hide her worries. She looked at me with her kind eyes. "We will get through this," she said. "I believe in us." I wanted to say, "Me too," but instead I just smiled. Inside, I felt a little stronger. I was trying to help us, even if no one knew. Later that evening, I opened my app again. The small coins were still there, waiting for me. I clicked a button, trying to flip them again. I watched the screen, hoping the numbers would grow. Some trades worked, some didn't. That was part of the game. As I watched, I thought about my mother's tears last night. She had cried quietly in her room. She was tired from working so hard, and I knew she was worried about money. I wished I could take away her pain. I wished I could make everything better for her. But I couldn't do that by just flipping coins. Still, I felt I was doing something good. I was trying. I was secretly saving money to help her, to make things a little easier. At bedtime, my mother sat beside me. She looked at my small pile of savings. She smiled softly. "Emma," she said, "you are really trying to help. I am so proud of you." I looked down at my hands. "It's just a little," I whispered, "but I want to do more." She reached out and hugged me tightly. "You are my brave girl," she said. "We will find a way. I believe in us." That night, I lay in bed thinking about everything. My secret was growing, and so was my hope. I knew I was doing something brave. I knew it wasn't easy, but I wanted to help my mother and make our life better. And even though I kept my secret, I felt a small spark inside me. I was learning how to be strong. I was learning how to fight for us, step by step. Tomorrow was another day. I would keep flipping coins and dreaming of a brighter future. For now, I would rest and hold my secret tight, knowing I was trying my best. It was quiet in the small apartment. The sun was shining through the window. I was sitting on my bed, looking at my phone. I felt nervous, but I also felt excited. I had been trading small coins on a game for kids. I didn't tell anyone. It was my secret. I looked at the screen. My coins had grown a little. Just a little, but it was enough to make me feel hopeful. I pressed the button again. I wanted to see if I could make more money. I had to be careful. If my mother found out, she might worry too much. Mrs. Lee, my mother, was at her small shop. She looked tired but kept smiling. She always tried to stay hopeful. Sometimes she whispered to herself, "Maybe today will be better." I knew she hoped for a better life. I wished I could make it happen for her. That night, Mrs. Lee sat at the table. She looked sad, but tried to hide it. I listened from my room. She was talking softly. "I work so hard," she said, "but I never give up. We will find a way." She sighed and wiped her eyes quickly. I felt a twist inside me. I wanted to help her more. I wanted to make her smile like she used to. I remembered the coins I had been flipping. I had saved some money from them. I kept it in a small box in my drawer. It was my secret treasure. I told myself, I will do more. I will try my best. The next day, I woke up early. I opened my trading app. I looked at my coins. They had grown a little more. I whispered to myself, maybe I can get enough to buy something special for Mom. I knew she wanted nice things, but we didn't have much money. I wanted to surprise her with a gift, something small, but from my heart. I clicked the button again. I traded a few more coins. It was exciting. I felt brave. but sometimes I felt guilty. I wondered if I was doing the right thing. Should I tell her or keep my secret? I didn't know. That afternoon, I saw my mother come home from her shop. She looked tired, but smiled when she saw me. "Emma," she said, sitting down next to me, "I'm so proud of you. You are growing up so fast." I felt my cheeks get warm. I wanted to tell her about my secret, but I didn't. I just nodded and smiled. Later that night, I slipped some of the money I earned into her wallet. I wanted her to have a little extra. I hoped she wouldn't notice. Maybe she would feel happier. Maybe she would see that I was trying to help. But as I watched her find the money, I saw her smile grow bigger. She looked so proud and hopeful. It made my heart feel warm and cold at the same time. And then she said something that made me freeze. She told herself, "Soon things will be better. We just have to keep trying." I listened carefully. Her words surprised me. She didn't know I was the one helping. She didn't know I had been trading coins, trying to make money. She only saw hope, and I watched her, feeling a strange mix of love and sadness. That night, I sat on my bed and thought about everything. I cared about my mother. I wanted to protect her. But I also felt a heavy weight in my heart. The secret I kept was growing bigger. I wondered, should I tell her, or should I keep quiet and keep helping her secretly? I didn't have an answer. I only knew one thing. I would keep trying. I would do my best, for my mother, for my family. But I also knew that secrets can be heavy, and sometimes secrets can hurt the ones we love. As I looked out the window, I saw the stars shining. I wished for a better life. I wished for happiness for my family. And I promised myself I would be brave, no matter what the future held. I wake up early in the morning. The sunlight comes through the small window. I sit on my bed and think about my secret. I have been trading coins on the app every day. It's not a lot, but it's enough to see my small money grow. I feel proud, and a little nervous too. Today I decide to check my savings. I quietly turn on my tablet. I don't want my mother to see. She is still sleeping. I open the app and look. The coins I traded have earned me a few more cents. It's not much, but it makes me smile. I whisper to myself, maybe I can make more today. I remember how I started. At first I only flipped a few coins. Now I've learned some tips from the app. I try to follow them carefully. Sometimes I win. Sometimes I lose a little. But I keep trying. Last night I listened to my mother's quiet crying. She was upset about money again. She often hides her tears. I want to help her. I want to make her happy. That's why I do this secret trading. I hope that someday I can give her a better life. While I wait for my coins to grow, I think about my plan. I want to buy a special gift for my mother. Maybe a small toy or something she needs. I imagine how she will smile when she sees it. That makes me feel warm inside. But I also feel worried. What if someone finds out? What if I lose the little money I have saved? My stomach feels tight. I remind myself, be careful, don't get caught. I take a deep breath. I promise myself to be smart and careful. I hear my mother moving in the other room. She is getting ready for the day. I quickly turn off the tablet and put it away. I don't want her to see what I've been doing. I walk quietly to the kitchen to help her make breakfast. As I clean the table, I see her face. She looks tired, but hopeful. She always tries to hide her worries. I wish I could tell her about my secret, but I know she would be angry or sad. So I keep it to myself. After breakfast, my mother leaves for her work at the small shop. I stay behind and look at my little pile of saved coins. I feel a strange mix of happiness and guilt. I know I'm doing something important, but I also know it's not fully right. Throughout the day, I keep thinking about my plan. I want to see how big I can make my savings. I want to surprise my mother with a gift. But I also worry about what might happen if she finds out. Still, I tell myself I am helping. I am doing this because I love her. Later, I go back to my quiet trading. I check my app again. My coins have grown a little more. I feel a small hope inside me. Maybe soon, I will have enough to do something special. That night, my mother comes home looking tired but smiling. She sits down and pats my head. "Thank you for helping. she says softly. I smile back, feeling a little guilty, but mostly proud. Before bed, I hide my savings in a small box. I promise myself to be careful and patient. I want to keep helping my mother, even if no one knows. I close my eyes and think about the future. Maybe one day, all this hard work will pay off. As I fall asleep, I think about how much I love my mother. I hope she never finds out about my secret. But deep inside, I wonder if she ever will. And if she does, what will happen next? Tomorrow is another day, another chance to try, to save, and to dream. I am just a girl with a secret, but I hope my secret will help us all someday. It was early morning. I sat on my bed, looking at the small pile of coins I had saved. I had been trading on the Kids app for a few weeks now. Every day I checked the market tips and made tiny trades. Sometimes I made a little money. Sometimes I lost a bit. But overall, I was slowly building something. I felt proud, but also nervous. I knew I had to be careful. If my mom found out, she might get upset or worried. But I also wanted to help her. She worked so hard at her shop, and I wanted to do something for her. That morning, I took a deep breath. I looked at the coins again and thought about what I could do next. I wanted to buy my mom a small gift, maybe a new scarf or a nice book, something to make her smile. I slipped out of bed quietly. I tiptoed into the small kitchen and opened her wallet. Inside, I saw a little bit of money. I took just enough to add to my savings. I gently put the coins into my pocket. I didn't want her to see. Then I went back to my room. I pulled out my secret stash of coins, hidden in a small box under my bed. I looked at them carefully. It wasn't much, but it was enough to buy the tickets for the concert I wanted to surprise her with. I remembered how she had told me about the concert last week. She said she wished she could go, but she couldn't afford it. Now I was trying to buy the tickets myself. I counted the coins again and smiled. I felt a little bit stronger, like I was helping my family, even if just a little. I closed the box tightly and put it back under my bed. Later that day, I went to school. I was quiet in class, thinking about my plan. I wanted to do something nice for my mom. I knew I couldn't tell her everything I was doing, but I hoped she would be proud of me. After school, I went home and saw her sitting on the couch. She looked tired, but tried to smile when she saw me. "Hi, honey," she said softly. "How was your day?" "Good," I said. I wanted to say more, but I didn't want to worry her. That night, after dinner, I waited until she went into her room. I quietly slipped the envelope with the money into her wallet. She was surprised when she saw it. She smiled so big. "Emma," she said, her eyes shining. "This is very kind of you. I don't know how you got this, but thank you." My heart jumped. I wanted to tell her everything, but I knew I couldn't. Instead, I just nodded and smiled. That night, I sat on my bed again. I looked at the coins in my hand and felt a strange mix of happiness and guilt. I was happy because I was helping, but guilty because I was hiding something from my mom. I wondered if she would ever find out. I wondered if she would be angry or proud. But for now, I decided to keep working on my secret plan. I would save a little more and surprise her with the best gift I could give. Maybe someday I would tell her everything. Or maybe not. All I knew was that I was trying my best, and I loved her very much. The house was quiet. Outside, the city moved on, and I sat there, feeling a small hope inside my heart. I wanted our family to be happy, no matter what. I would keep my secret until the right time, and maybe, just maybe, I could make things better. One small step at a time. I wake up early in the morning. The small light from outside is just starting to come in. I look at my phone secretly to see how my trading has gone overnight. I keep the phone under my pillow so no one notices. I am nervous, but also excited. Every penny I earn feels like a small miracle. Last night I stayed up late again. I watched the numbers go up and down. I learned how to buy low and sell high. It's like a game, but I want it to help my family. I want to give my mother a better life. I want to do something good, even if it's secret. I quietly slide out of bed and sit on the floor. I peek at my small pile of coins and digital money. It's not much, but it's enough to buy a small gift or save for something bigger. I smile a little. I am proud of what I've done, but I also feel a strange weight inside me. Guilt. Because I know I am doing something that no one else understands. Suddenly, I hear my mother wake up. She is already moving around in the small kitchen. I quickly hide my phone and try to look normal. I don't want her to see how I've been awake all night. She comes into the room and looks at me with her tired eyes. "Good morning," she says softly. Her voice sounds warm, but tired. She looks at me as if she's happy to see me awake. "Good morning," I reply quietly. She smiles and then starts to make breakfast. I watch her. She is so hopeful, so full of dreams. Sometimes she talks about going back to school or opening a small shop of her own. She hopes for a better future. I want that too. But I know the truth. I am secretly trying to make that future happen with my trades. Later, I help her pack her lunch for work. She thanks me with a smile. She doesn't know my secret. I wonder if she ever will. When she leaves for her shop, I sit down again. My mind is busy. I think about the money I've saved. It's not enough yet, but it's growing. I want to do more. I want to surprise her with something special. Maybe a small gift, like a book she wanted or a pretty necklace. But I also feel nervous. Sometimes I worry about what might happen if she finds out. What if she gets angry? Or what if she feels sad because she doesn't know I've been helping? I try to push these thoughts away. I tell myself I am doing this because I love her. I want her to smile again. While I am lost in my thoughts, I hear my mother come home from work. She looks tired but happy. She hugs me tight and says, "Emma, I am so proud of you. You are growing up so fast." I feel a little heat in my cheeks. I want to tell her about my secret, but I don't. I just nod and smile back. Inside, I feel a strange mix of happiness and guilt. I am helping my mother, but I am also hiding things from her. That night, after dinner, I sit quietly in my small room. I look at my phone. The numbers are still growing. I feel strong and brave. I know I am taking risks, but I believe in what I am doing. I whisper to myself, one day I will give my mother a real gift. One day things will be better. In my heart, I know I am doing this for love. But I also know that secrets can be heavy. They can hurt. I only hope that my secret helps us, not hurts us in the end. As I go to bed, I look out the small window. The stars are shining quietly outside. I close my eyes and think of my mother's smile. I want to make her proud. I want to help her believe that no matter how hard things are, we can still find hope. And so I sleep with that hope in my heart. Quietly, I keep working, dreaming of a better tomorrow. I felt nervous as I walked to the park with my mother. It was a warm afternoon, and the sun shined bright. We hadn't gone to the park in a long time. I wanted to do something special for her. I looked at her smiling face and felt a strange mix of happiness and fear. We sat on a bench near the pond. My mother looked tired but proud. She looked at the children playing and said, "I hope one day we can have a better life. Things will get better. I know it." My heart hurt a little. I knew she hoped for so much. I wanted to help her more, so I took out the small envelope I had kept hidden in my pocket. Inside was the money I had saved from my trading app. I had worked very hard for it. I slipped the envelope into her bag quietly. She didn't notice at first. She was busy watching the ducks swim. I watched her smile and felt warm inside. I thought maybe this will make her happy. Maybe she will see that our dream is coming true. Suddenly, my mother reached into her wallet and pulled out some coins. She looked at them carefully. She then looked at me and said, "Emma, I have been thinking. Maybe we should try to find a better place to live. A place with less noise and more space. I want you to be happy." I nodded. "Yes, Mom, I want that too." But I saw her eyes twitch a little, like she was hiding a sad secret. I didn't say anything. I just smiled and looked away. Later that evening, I sat in my small room. I opened my laptop to check my trading app. My coins had grown a little more. I felt proud. I had flipped tiny amounts of money into a small fortune. It wasn't a lot, but enough to do something important. I thought about surprising my mother. Maybe I'd buy her a pretty necklace or tickets to a concert, something to show her I cared. I wanted her to be proud of me, even if she didn't know I was the one helping us. But I also felt a heavy weight inside my chest. Sometimes I wondered if what I was doing was right. I was helping, but I was also hiding. My secret was safe for now, but I knew it might not stay hidden forever. The next day, I saw my mother crying quietly in her room. I knocked softly. "Mom, are you okay?" She looked surprised but quickly wiped her eyes. "Oh, Emma, I was just tired. Things are hard right now." I sat down beside her. "Mom, I want to help. I've been saving money. I want to make things better for us." She looked at me with big, warm eyes. "Emma, I'm so proud of you. You are my brave girl. We will get through this." That night I watched her sleep. I knew she was tired and sad inside, like me. I thought about all the sacrifices she made. I wanted to do more, but I also felt guilt inside. Did she really know how much I was helping? Or was I secretly doing something that might hurt us someday? The secret I kept was like a tiny flame in my heart. It kept me warm and hopeful, but also made me scared. I knew that one day everything might come out. For now, I would keep saving, keep helping, and hope that our family's love was stronger than any secret. I looked at my mother's peaceful face and promised myself I would do everything I could to keep her happy. No matter what, I would protect her, even if it meant hiding my own feelings. I took a deep breath and whispered to myself, "Soon we will be stronger. Soon everything will be better." But deep inside, I knew that some truths could not stay hidden forever. And that scared me the most. I woke up early on a cloudy morning. The small apartment was quiet. I looked at my small pile of saved coins. They were hidden in a safe place. I had been trading coins on my app every day. The money was growing slowly, but it was enough to make me feel hopeful. I felt tired but excited. I wanted to help my mother. She worked so hard, and I wanted to do something for her. I knew she didn't see my secret. She still believed we were poor, but hopeful. She still looked at me with soft eyes and smiled sometimes. I sat on my bed and thought about last night. I overheard her talking to herself after I went to sleep. She was sad and tired. She said, "Maybe someday things will change." I knew she meant herself and us. She was hoping for a miracle. I clenched my fists. I wanted to tell her everything, but I knew I couldn't yet. My secret was small, but it felt important. It was my way to help. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was a message from the trading app. I peeked at the screen. My coins had gone up again. I smiled softly. I had made a little more today. I slipped out of bed quietly. I didn't want to wake my mother. I tiptoed to my small wallet where I kept my savings. I added some coins to it. It looked like a tiny treasure chest. I felt proud but also scared. I was doing something sneaky, but I was also doing it out of love. After I finished, I looked at the wallet. I closed it carefully. I didn't want anyone to find out. Not yet. My goal was to buy my mother something special, a small gift, or maybe tickets to a concert. I thought about the concert. My mother loved music. She smiled when she heard songs on the radio. I wanted to surprise her with tickets. She would feel happy if she could go with me. But I also felt a knot in my stomach. What if she found out? What if she got angry? I knew I had to be very careful. Later that day, my mother was busy at her shop. She looked tired, but smiled when she saw me. She said, "Emma, you're being so helpful today. Thank you." I nodded. I wanted to tell her how much I loved her, but I kept quiet. I just wanted her to be proud of me, even if she didn't know my secret. That night, I sat by my small window. The sky was dark now. I looked at the stars and thought about everything. I knew I was doing something risky, but I also felt strong. I was trying to make a better life for us. Suddenly, I remembered her words from last night. Maybe someday things will change. I believed her. I believed that if I kept working quietly, we could have more than just hopes. I took a deep breath and promised myself this. I would keep trading coins. I would keep saving. And someday, I would make everything better. Not just for her, but for me too. In my heart, I knew one thing for sure. Love can make us do difficult things. It can make us brave even when we're scared. And no matter what happens, I will never stop loving my mother. Tomorrow was another day. I would wake up and do my best. I was small, but my love and my hope were bigger than any problem. And I would keep going, step by step, quiet but strong. Because I knew that even the smallest hope can grow into something big. I woke up early on the day of the concert. The sun was just starting to come through the window. I looked at my small pile of saved coins. I felt happy because I knew I had enough for the tickets, but I also felt nervous. I was about to do something important. I quietly got out of bed. I didn't want my mom to wake up and see me. I tiptoed to my little hiding spot. Inside my pocket, I had the money I had saved from trading on the app. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough for the tickets. I took a deep breath. I knew I had to be careful. I don't want my mom to find out yet. If she knew I was buying tickets, she might get upset or worry. I smiled a little. I was doing this for her. I wanted to see her happy. After I packed the tickets in my bag, I tiptoed out of the house. The streets were quiet and cold. I hurried to the bus stop. I didn't want to be late. The bus finally came, and I got on quietly. When I arrived at the concert hall, I looked around. The place was big and bright. I felt small, but excited. I found my seat and sat down. The music started. The lights brightened. And the band began to play. I looked at the stage, but my mind wasn't just on the music. I was thinking about my mom. She works so hard every day. She dreams of having a better life. I want to help her. This concert, this moment, felt like a small gift for her, a moment of happiness. During the songs, I saw my mom's face in my mind. I imagined her smile when I gave her the tickets. I thought about the look in her eyes, hopeful, proud, maybe a little surprised. As the music filled the hall, I felt a strange mix of feelings. I was happy because I was doing something good, but I was also scared. Scared that maybe someday she might find out what I did, or that I might get caught, or that something might go wrong. But I pushed those feelings away. I wanted this moment to be special. I wanted my mom to see that even in hard times, there is still hope. I wanted her to feel proud of me, even if she didn't know all my secrets. The concert ended, and everyone clapped. I clapped too, but inside I felt quiet. I looked at the stage one last time. The music had been beautiful, but the real magic was in what I was trying to do for my family. Walking out of the hall, I felt lighter. I had done something brave. I had saved enough money to make my mom happy. I knew there would be more challenges ahead, but for now, I just felt hope. On the way home, I thought about what I would say to my mom when I gave her the tickets. I wanted her to know that I loved her, that I was trying my best, that maybe, just maybe, things could get better. When I got back home, it was late. The house was quiet. My mom was already asleep. I looked at her for a moment, feeling warm inside. I gently put the tickets in her hand. I didn't say a word. I just smiled and went to bed. That night, I dreamed of a happier future. I dreamed of us smiling together, free from worries. I knew I couldn't fix everything, but I had taken a small step, a step towards hope and love. And that's how my day ended. Quiet, simple, but full of meaning. I knew secrets are heavy, but I also knew that love and hope can help us carry them. For now, that was enough. I woke up early in the morning. The sun was just starting to shine through the small window of our apartment. I looked around and saw my mother still asleep on the bed. She looked tired, but peaceful. I felt a small ache in my chest. Today was special. I had planned something for her. I quietly moved to the corner of the room. I opened my little box where I kept my coins and my savings from the trading app. It was not much, but enough to buy something nice. I counted the coins carefully. I had saved enough for the concert tickets I wanted to give my mother. I smiled softly, feeling proud. I knew she would be happy. I tiptoed to her side. I gently took some money from my small stash and slipped it into her wallet. She was always so kind and hopeful. I wanted to surprise her. I hoped that this small gift would make her smile, even just a little. Just as I was done, she opened her eyes. She looked at me and smiled. "Good morning, Emma," she said softly. Her voice was warm but tired. I nodded and said, "Good morning, Mom. I have something for you." She looked at me with curiosity. I handed her the wallet. "Here, I put a little surprise inside," I said. Her eyes lit up. She pulled out the money and saw the coins I had slipped in. She looked surprised and happy. "Emma, you did this?" she asked. I nodded shyly. "Yes, I want you to have this. It's for the concert. We can go together someday." Her face flushed with happiness. She hugged me tight. "Thank you, sweetheart. You are so kind. I am proud of you." Her voice was full of love. I felt my heart smile. I was glad she was happy. Later that morning, we went outside to get the concert tickets. I carried the small envelope carefully. Our little town was busy, but it felt different today. Today, I felt like I was helping my family in my own way. As we walked to the ticket shop, I remembered all the nights I spent trading coins, hiding my secret, and feeling scared. But now, I realized something important. Even if I kept my secret, I was doing my best to make life better. I loved my mother, and I wanted her to see that. When we got the tickets, my mother's eyes shined. "This is a gift from you, Emma?" she asked. I nodded. "Yes, I wanted to surprise you." She looked so proud and happy. I felt warm inside. That afternoon, we sat together at home. We talked and laughed, pretending everything was perfect. But deep inside, I knew the truth. I had started a secret. I had been trading coins to help us. It was not easy. Sometimes I felt guilty. Sometimes I wondered if I was doing the right thing. But now, I also knew something else. My love for my mother was stronger than anything. I wanted her to dream of a better life, and I wanted her to feel proud, even if she didn't know all my secrets. As evening came, we went to the concert. We sang, clapped, and danced. The music was loud and joyful. I looked at my mother and saw her smile. I saw how much she hoped for better days. But beneath that happy face, I felt a little sad. I knew that secrets can be heavy. They can hide pain and hope at the same time. I wondered if things would ever change. I wondered if my secret would stay hidden forever. When the concert was over, we walked home slowly. The night was quiet and cool. We sat outside our apartment and looked at the stars. I took a deep breath. I felt tired but peaceful. My mother looked at me and whispered, "Thank you, Emma. You are my little hero." I smiled and said, "I love you, Mom." We sat together in silence, holding hands. That night, I thought about everything. About the secret I kept, the love I felt, and the hopes we shared. I knew that love can be complicated. Sometimes it's hard to tell the truth. But I also knew this: no matter what happens, we will always have each other. We are a family. We may hide secrets, but we love even more. And maybe, just maybe, that love is what will help us find a new beginning.